Hey folks, thank you very much for clicking on this episode of TA Outdoors. It is a slightly different video. In fact, we probably didn't think we were going to make this sort of video. So the cabin, it's not gone. We have moved the cabin, the pallet wood cabin. We have moved it from that site. Why have we moved it, Dad? Why have we moved it?
Well, what it was, we put the spirit level on it. We had it raised up. We had it on DPC, damp-proof course. We had it on some slates. So we knew we were dry. But we didn't realise the slope of the ground,
the land where it was
150 yards away, was like on a sloping gradient. And over a period of time when we had the last winter, it just gradually built and built and built. The water all came and it puddled up in various areas around us. So sometimes it was wet getting to the cabin.
Yeah.
So we realised we made a mistake. We couldn't get a surveyor in to tell us what the ground is like, you know, from one side to the other. So we decided, you know what? We've had it a year, it has not rotted.
So what it was is, I know we said when we first started out doing the project, we didn't mind if it rotted away or just, you know, decayed over time. But we started to realise that we'd inspired a hell of a lot of you guys to get out there and build something with pallet wood. It wasn't just the cabins. I've had so many private messages of you guys contacting me saying you've been inspired by this build and you've gone out and done something similar with your family and friends and things like that. Now we know it's not some big luxurious build. You know, it's only small and it's only designed to be really a one-man kind of bug-out type cabin. It's not one to live in full time. But we felt this connection with you guys and we thought, we want to keep that going, and we ended up enjoying it a lot more than we thought, and we actually loved going to the cabin and just talking and doing theory times and cooking. So we thought, rather than just let the cabin rot and just decay, how can we preserve it a bit longer? How can we, move it? And we realised the way we've put it together, we could flat pack it. We can literally flat pack the whole thing and move it, and that's what we've done. We've decided to move it to the woodland where the bushcraft camp is, which is on much higher ground. It's very peaty soil, and underneath there's gravel. All the water just flows away. I don't think I've seen it puddle there.
No,
I don't think I've ever seen it puddle there. It is like a sponge. Obviously that means in the summer it's very dry, but as far as building the cabin, it is so much easier, and hopefully it makes it last a lot longer and we can continue to make these pallet cabin episodes for you guys. So we took it home, we took it to Dad's place, we listened to some of your comments. We went through some of the older comments, and a lot of you said, why don't you just stain it, and it helps to give it a bit more of a protective layer as well. What we did is we took it home and we stained it. We had it in its sections, in different sections. It was all flat packed. Took quite a while actually, a few journeys back and forward, and we gave it a stain. And that's a nice natural kind of brown colour, and actually we figured it would blend into the woodland a lot more and not be as kind of loud. Once we did that, we then packed it up in the truck and Dad's car and we moved it to this woodland. And that's another reason why we moved it, is we had to keep travelling to these woodlands back and forward, and it was soaking up a lot of our time. So by having the cabin in the same place as the bushcraft camp, we wouldn't have to be travelling all the time in between these places, which means we can make more films for you guys, and that's hopefully a good thing at the end of the day. So I appreciate that the previous site that we were on had some really good things, and we built some good things there. There's all the episodes that you can still watch of. It's a homestead, really, a whole pallet wood homestead, and I'll pop a link up here and you can go through all of those videos. This next site we're at, we're not going to make it as extravagant because we figured at the end of the day we overcomplicated it. All it needed to be was just a cabin, and all we kind of wanted it to be was just a cabin. But we went down that rabbit hole of what else could we build? What else could be done with pallet wood? And we were quite surprised with what we ended up building. But so we're going back to basics. We're keeping it simple. What you're going to see now is the footage of us moving the cabin. And
with a four-wheeler?
And my car? With my truck and Dad's car. Yeah, Dad's old estate car, which is great, but it's good fun. We do a cook-up. We have a laugh, guys. That's what it was all about. We have a laugh. We go and spend more time together. We build it, and then we're going to come back here afterwards and we'll just close out the video. But I hope you enjoy this little segment. So we're now in the woodlands, and you might be able to see the truck. It's just through there, and what we're trying to do is make a route and clear some logs so that we can get the truck and Dad's car through here, because the cabin is completely flat packed at the moment in both of our cars, and obviously the problem is there's no track through this wood, so we're trying to make our own track here. What's the plan? You see the truck behind Dad there, and your car's just beyond that.
Mine's buried in the bracket. I won't even be able to find it again.
Dad's not got four-wheel drive, but we'll be absolutely fine in this stuff. It's dry.
I've got one-wheel drive. If we can get it in sort of the sections we dismantled it make life partially easier. It's not going to be hugely easy because we've still got to carry 80, 90 yards.
Yeah, if I show the guys, so we're coming all the way, if I point with my hand, there's the truck, we're coming all the way through the forest, and we'll try and film it. The bushcraft camp is just there, you might be able to see it. So it's just beyond us there, and where we're going to put the cabin is literally 15 yards, 20 yards away from the bushcraft camp, so we've got it all together, all on one site, all in the same woodland. So it's quite a fun challenge and task really to make this bit of off-roady track that we're going to try and go through. So while Dad is still, we're just putting the base back together for the cabin over there. Obviously I said we're near the bushcraft camp, so we're just gonna get the fire going because we've got some fresh fish which Dad actually caught, I think it was yesterday, some plaice, which is a flatfish, a species of flatfish over here in the UK, British Isles, and it's a really tasty fish. So yeah, I'm gonna get this fire going. Just literally a bit of birch bark from the old tinder pouch, and I wanted to show you AM Bushcraft made me this. I showed it in an unboxing, but lovely fire still, which is completely unused at the moment. Look, you can see I've not scraped it a bit. I think it's like buffalo horn. I think it's buffalo horn up here, or ironwood, desert ironwood, I'm not too sure. I'll double check. Very nice. Nice big fire still as well. It's on its maiden test. So yeah. It's always exciting, this part. Oh, it's nice having a bigger fire still, I'll give you that. Look at that. Wow. Just clearing off that oxidised material on the fire still. So there won't be sparks to begin with, and then it gets... It's a lot of sparks. A nice bit of birch bark in the tinder pouch. Get some scrapings. You've seen this all before, guys, so I'm going to cut to me lighting it. There you go. That is, thank you, BUSHCRAFT. That's really nice. I like that. Works a treat. And it just goes into this leather holder that he's made, and there's a bead that locks it in place. Slide it around the back. Just pull it up. It's very handy. We're having a lunch break at the moment, and this is plaice, which is a species, as I was saying earlier, a species of flatfish here in British waters. We catch them. Don't know if you get them across the world, but
I get flounders. I think in America you call them fluke. I think they call them fluke.
That is lovely. Do you know we didn't season this at all, because generally we find with a lot of flatfish you don't really need to season it, especially dab. Do you remember in Ireland the dab?
Got its own taste. It's got its own salty taste to it.
The dab is like a real small species of flatfish, but there's a video on our channel, I think it was last year, it must have been last year, we were over in Ireland, southern Ireland. We did some catch and cooks there, and this dab, this baby flatfish, I'd say it was one of the best.
Yeah.
No seasoning, nothing.
Nothing.
I don't even think we cooked it in oil. I think we had nothing, so we just fried it, and it was the best tasting fish without seasoning, hands down.
It tasted of salt, which was weird. I don't know if it's that the dab is that particular species.
It had naturally, obviously it was a saltwater species, but it was a real salty taste to it. It was lovely.
And traditionally they used to eat them for breakfast. You would have dabs for breakfast. It was, you know, what you
in Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. This is good.
So what I've done around the back of the cabin is I've built this. It's a roof, right? It's sloping down. It's got like that shiplap, and this is some wide stuff. We still have not spent 1 penny on the whole cabin build, including moving it. Well, petrol, that counts, doesn't it? What I've done is I've got some brackets here. Now you can't bend these brackets down because they're rigid all the way through. They're a right angle shelf bracket. So I cut a notch out with a hacksaw just there, and then I was able to crush it and bend it right down and force an angle on it to give me this slope that I wanted. Together with that overlap shiplap, that means the rain's going to run off of here, which obviously keeps it dry underneath, but it gives Mike a nice workbench here. Now, you might remember that from the previous cabin we had. It was on the side of our washstand. Well, I'm not going to make things twice, am I? So I altered the top here, and I've screwed it to the back there, so it's absolutely, totally rigid. Makes a great workbench. He's in the dry here, can film away, and you've got space for whatever you want to put underneath. So, just so people around the world do know, that winter here in the UK is a maritime climate. Now, if you had the same latitude, if you went across to, let's say, Russia or Nova Scotia all that way, they're going to be freezing way before we will, because we've got the influence of the North Atlantic Drift, which is an arc or a last teetering little bit of warmth from the Gulf Stream. So that's what gives us this temperate climate. If we had, I'm going to say, average of 6 below for 4 or 5 days in a row, we think that's the ice age coming here in England.
We get fairly mild winters.
We do. We get, normally it'd be wet. You know,
Yeah.
up to Christmas it'd be wet, and if we get snow, it's going to be January and February. But don't forget, every country has a different winter. So what I did find for chinking, really, really good. We had a couple of big gaps at the top from the roof. We used to just cut a segment off of this. But what I did find is, because this is circular, originally it's circular, it goes around copper piping, so it's full on insulated material, so we don't really need it. But the fact that it's springy, I thought, oh, this could be useful. This is a circle. If I start cutting at a slight angle like that, now we call this a Stanley knife. I think in the States they call it a box cutter. They are very sharp. I have had a very nasty accident once with them. When I was in my furniture shop, it skidded. It was a hospital job with about 5 stitches. And do you know what was scary and painful?
The bill.
No. Close, that was as well. The injection, man. I opened up right across there, you won't see the scar. I was cutting towards myself and it skidded.
Oh.
And it was lovely. And I can remember seeing white down there of a bone or tendon. And that was, the pain was nothing compared when the nurse put the needle into the meat. Man alive, don't cut yourself. Right, let's get inside, I'll show you what this looks like. So those people who have watched and followed us cabin build of the pallet all the way through will know that we built it all in sections. And the sections we built it with, obviously we're limited by the pallets, roughly about 30 inches. Now don't ask me what that is in metric, I'm too old to remember. So look, there's the join. It is pallet wood, it is homemade, but this stuff, where I've cut that taper on it, you might just be able to see the triangular taper, that's the outside of it, I found is just about perfect for just jamming and fitting into that crack, and it just fills all the chink in. I don't fancy using a knife, I'm just using the edge of a spreader, like a wallpaper stripper. Look at that, and that blocks the light out, which if it blocks the light out, blocks the draft out coming through here.
It's just enough, isn't it, really, to stop that draft?
What happens is it's expanding.
Yeah.
I'm pushing it in.
Look at that, it's an absolute snug fit.
Absolutely, it expands. I've got down to there. There you go. Just push that top bit in. And you can see it's nice and neat. How easy was that? No, we didn't do that on the first build, did we?
No, we were sort of struggling with what we were going to do.
They were saying go round.
We were going to do clay and stuff like that, but it would have taken ages, and we wanted to try and do something different, really.
Well, this stuff.
And try and use sort of DIY materials that we had lying around.
It was just laying around for one of the property projects. So I thought, I never throw anything away. Don't throw anything away. Why would I? You're only going to have to go and buy more. And stuff like this doesn't degrade, does it? You know, it's an expanding.
Well, and it absorbs the heat as well, I guess. That's
well, it is for going
heat.
around copper piping for plumbers. All the plumbers know what it is. Insulation, pipe insulation. But I tell you, I don't think I've used 2 strips of this,
in the whole
a couple
place.
of feet long. Now we've got a big gap here. You can see down there, because so those eagle-eyed YouTubers amongst you, those aficionados, those purists of the outdoor life, might have spotted the enormous mistake that father and son made, in as much as we we put it all together.
Yeah.
And we put one of the panels here.
Upside down.
Upside down. And we were just doing touch-up staining, looking at it and thinking, that doesn't look right. Because the metal plate I had for the big G stove, stopped the heat going to the wood a bit. It was down on the bottom. So that would have involved literally stripping the whole cabin down, and I reinforced the roof. I didn't want to do it. I took every one of these slats off. I reversed them. I didn't want to hit it with a hammer, so I fired some screws. I got some second-hand screws and put some bent screws in there to go with the bent nails. But you'll just watch here. It's about a little bit short. I'm going to cut a strip off of this, and that hopefully will fill that out completely. You can see there's a pretty big gap there. We're not too worried about it because we do want some oxygen in here. And I just squeeze this in. It's just the right shape for chinking in the whole lot. And of course it expands once you get it started. So you can work your way along dead easy. You can do it all naturally. You can moss and clay and all that stuff. By the life, this way is quick, I can tell you. There we go. And you can push this down as far as you want. You know, you can jam it right in there with the edge of the blade.
Doesn't look pretty, but it's practical.
it keeps the drafts out. And again, you're not going to get a lot of wind here because we're in the middle of the forest. Just get the main ones done. I've done all the roof, done all the edges around the edge of the roof. And bear in mind, most of the time here, trust me, with that G stove going, you have the door open.
No, it does look so hot.
It's so warm. It's unbelievable.
Space. Benefit of building a small cabin.
Exactly.
Or shed, whatever you guys want to call it.
Let's face it, it always was a one-man bug out.
It is a one-man place, yeah.
A one-man bug out. And you can see down below, while I'm just putting this last bit in, that we've changed the...
Yeah, we've put some greyer, darker tiles in there. Thicker tiles, I'd say.
Well, we did break a couple, didn't we?
Yeah, we banged them as we moved and we cracked some. But so we found some grey ones. I think these are from my old bathroom ones. But they do the job.
Obviously, he gets a damaged one in his bathroom now.
Yeah, I'm stuffed.
He's really stuffed. So
that's good.
You can see we could do this all the way round.
Yeah.
And basically, what else have we done? We reinstated this up here with a piece of string. So he's got his window. We can just slide that piece of string across. So at night, the wolverines and bears can't get through the glass. So it gives it a nice lot of light there. And the light actually does go round that way. Goes round, you know, almost facing south that way and west round there. We got the old original table back up working.
We basically flat packed the whole thing, didn't we?
Yeah. And everybody used to say, that won't last, it's going to rot out, it's going to fall down, the rain will get in, the bears. Look, we don't have bears, we don't have wolverines, we don't have termites.
We're in England, and there's not much that's going to get us. Yeah, rain.
We're not living here.
Yeah.
It's poisonous. No, we're not living. We're not living here. It's a bug out cabin is what it is. It's great fun. It's been here. It's been at the other place a year. A year. We've transported it. We have not rebuilt it again, have we, Mike?
No.
Every single piece of wood is perfect. Yeah. Perfect. So this folds up, as you can see. We've got the old chair. Again, plan B. We put a couple of cross supports in there, so it's nice and rigid, very strong. Mike's got the bed there if he wants to use it.
Shelving's still up.
It's shelving. We replaced the shelving obviously there, and the bed, as you saw, goes up like this. Got to bring some oil for that, because if you do that, Frankenstein. A little piece of
string
cord up there. That stays up like that. Sleeping bag on top. Job done. You could easily leave his bedding in there, couldn't you?
Yeah. And then his bench, it folds down as a bench.
It just folds down, and this is dead handy, but we will bring some oil for that. And we've reinstated the little corner shelving unit here because it's such a space saver.
Yeah.
I think you're going to keep the wood outside now, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to build a log store, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So next phase,
the stove.
Stove is going to be fitted in there, and then basically, guys, it is time to enjoy.
As you can see, the cabin is not quite the colour that it used to be before. That's because we've given it a lick of paint to hopefully preserve it a little bit longer. We've raised it. If you come around this side, you can't really see, but we've actually raised it on these engineering blocks, which, Dad, you had at yours, didn't you?
Yeah, cut them all up. With
so, well, you can see here on this corner, look, we've raised it up. The idea is of why we built this base is because this is, if anything, going to rot first, then the cabin would rot. I know on the reason we moved it from the last site was because of that rain splashing up against that, which we said earlier. But we're here, we've still got stuff to stain, to paint, things like that. We've still got things that we're going to do to the roof. But the main thing is we've got this cabin at the new site. And how peaceful is it?
Yeah. And the base had not rotted whatsoever, had it?
No, it's just damp. We've had loads of rain at the moment. You can see the ground's absolutely soaked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's lovely. It's so peaceful here. We're really pleased. And if you look this way, just come this way. You may notice that in the background. So we have right next to each other the cabin and the bushcraft camp. And really we just wanted everything to be together. This is very peaty soil. There's about this much peat on this ground, which is really good because underneath it as well is gravel, which means that water, when it falls, it just completely soaks away. We're also on much higher land here. The previous site, was it clay, I think? Soil and then probably a bit of clay.
Low lying, we didn't realise
it was low lying, and it just puddled all the time. Loads and loads of puddling. So here, I mean, the bushcraft camp has not rotted away. It's been there so many years.
5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, and it's still going. So this is why we wanted to move everything and keep it all centralised. So we can do a mixture of videos. We can go to the camp when we want to. We can go over to the cabin when we want to. I'm still going to build a fire pit and everything over here for the cabin. But it's just nice to have everything centralised and we don't have to drive to all the other sites. But what it means now, what's the future, what's happening? So we can, as I said earlier, we can bounce back and forward from the camp to the cabin now. We are going to build a few more smaller things there. I'd like to build a fire pit by the cabin so I don't have to go back to the camp to cook all the time. But obviously we can use each facilities all the time. And we'll just add a few more small things. We're not going for these big extravagant things again, just smaller touches. I'll be doing overnighters there. I've got overnighters in the bushcraft camp coming up as well. And I've got some other trips that I've got planned throughout the rest of this winter. We're looking forward to winter. It's certainly fresh in the air now, isn't it?
Well, man, did we get nailed by the mosquitoes and
Oh,
stuff?
there
Year, we say there's no bugs, man.
No,
There's bugs.
There
there's
was one
bugs.
time, I don't know if you had this where you were, in your country. It was beginning of September. It was about the beginning of September. We actually thought the bugs had gone. We were like, oh, all the bugs are gone. We got eaten alive. Within 1 week, there was a hatch of some sort of midge.
Yeah, something.
And you couldn't see it, you couldn't feel it. But 2 days later, we were covered, weren't we?
Still getting them, still itching now.
Yeah. And
I've been up to the doctors, you know,
So-
to get this stuff. Yeah, I've got to get this stuff scratchy. I call them my best friends, Itchy and Scratchy.
We really were. It was bad. I don't know if you guys, maybe you guys had that where you were, but
Your friend had it, didn't he?
Dustin, when I did,
Yeah,
so when
Dustin.
I did the video with Dustin, that was about the same time as well. And Dustin got eaten alive. I got eaten alive again going to Dustin's place to do that film. So, yeah, maybe you guys had that. There was a hatch of something beginning of September,
Something
and
nasty.
it nailed us. So maybe you had it, but we appreciate you watching this video. Autumn, it feels like autumn is here now.
Yeah, it's cooler.
We are end of September. We've got single figures in the this is Celsius in the evenings, down to about 5 degrees I think this week.
Yeah.
Which is cold for this time of year, September. But it's good. I like it. It's cooler. We can do some more cooking. The warmth of a fire is appreciated so much more.
It's nice to see a fire, to be honest. It will be nice to see a fire.
Yeah, in these cooler months. And we will be back at the Pallet with Cabin with some theory times, with some cooking, with some projects.
Oh, wait, I've got a theory time.
What's the theory, Dad?
Well, I've learned that in Canada, in Alaska, BC, all around those areas, they seem to notice that the geese are flying south really early this year. Now, I thought about it. I thought, well, that is unusual, but is it? Are we going to have a really bad winter? Because over here in the UK, I've noticed the acorns are coming down on the ground thicker
Already.
than bugs on a bumper.
And it shouldn't be this
About
early.
the 20th of September. I'll show
Yeah.
you what I mean. It's not just the acorns. So what I found curious, the 20th of September, every acorn on some of our trees is down. They've all broken off because they could pop off the tree like this. They're drying out like crazy, and some of them, look, are splitting apart. And I've noticed it with our oak trees this year. A lot of branches have come down, not through storms. It's like there's no sap in some of the wood. I've no idea. Do you guys know anything about this? Look, these are going already. It's September. I've never known it to happen like this. And we've just had 2018, probably the best summer I've ever known in my life. It's not just these giant acorns. Look over here. These are the conkers.
Horse chestnut.
These are horse chestnuts which come down, for those in foreign countries. They come down with these little spiky cases on them, and then they'll burst apart like this. And as kids, we always used to break them apart.
Yeah, look at those.
And
Big
you'd
ones.
make conkers, because they are conkers, but these are humongous things. Man, when I was about 10 years old with a catapult, I would kill to get those. Well, I'd probably kill somebody else with them. Because these would catapult, I can't tell you, miles. So why is it that all these conkers have come down and they're a beautiful mahogany colour? Look at they are
Lovely, yeah.
absolutely spankings. But what I found, if you just look, they seem, there's little ridges. I don't know if that camera's going to pick them up.
No, I can see them.
They're
on camera,
slightly stretched. Now, if you look at that acorn, that's also got the same sort of ridges there.
yeah. But there's stretch marks from growing too.
Well, they're sort of stretch mark from growing too much, but why are the trees dropping their seeds, which is what these are, so early in the year. I don't understand
It is
that.
really
In
early this
September.
year. Yeah.
It's bizarre. You guys tell us about it. Have you noticed things like acorns, conkers, that sort of stuff? Are we going to have, I wonder, with those geese in Canada going south early, are we in for an absolute blinder of a cold winter? We've had a fantastic summer here in the UK. I'm a great believer that it's equal. If you have 5 days good, you're going to have 5 days bad.
Bad winter coming.
We've had 3 months of the best summer I've ever known in my life because I've been fishing. Are we going to get the 3 worst ones? There's only one thing to do, Mike.
What's that?
Well, over here in good old England,
No.
Yes.
Yes.
it's a challenge
Oh, what a flashback.
of conkers. And years ago when we had these, you swing one and smash against the other, and the winner is the one with the conker left. Used to soak these in vinegar for
Really?
about 2 weeks.
Why?
Now, there's some of you old guys in England are going to know about this.
What's that for?
You bake them and then you soak them in vinegar to make them really tough as kids.
Well,
That's
that's
absolutely
like
true.
cheating to
Yeah.
fight each other. You went through those extremes.
Exactly, yeah. We were like 8 years old. Can you imagine in your school when you were a teacher,
Yeah.
giving the kids all these ammo, all this, giving them strings and then say, smash that one, you smash that one. Look, sometimes you take some guy's finger off, wouldn't you? Because kids are like that. That's the way it was. at
Wrap
my-
around the knuckles.
That's the way it was at my school. It's just the way it was. Now it's all health and safety mad.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure in the UK if we've banned conkers.
We probably have.
They're not, I'm 67 in a minute. I'm not banning conkers. I'm going to play. And do you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to beat you, Mike.
No.
Let me just check for any tampering, guys. Just check if he's
What's
done
it-
any Australian
the
tampering.
Australian ball tampering's coming in. You mean the old squeaky? Put a bit of a scratch on that one, Sheila.
It's all fun and games, guys.
I
We
will-
love the Aussies, really.
I wouldn't want my conkers scratched them, I tell you.
Right, test.
I'll go first.
Hold on.
Age before beauty, I think.
Wait, let me stand to the side 'cause it's going to hit me the kisser.
Right, with kids, what we do, you hold the string like this, you'd wind it round your 2 fingers, like that. You had to, by law, at school, hold it between 2 fingers,
Yeah.
right, and crack.
Oh,
But you watch the spin doesn't come back and take out your 2 front teeth.
yeah.
So slightly to a side.
Okay.
You only get 1 swing each.
Okay, so that's a test swing.
That's your, no, I just missed because the eyes are bad.
Hopefully you guys can see this. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Warming up. We're getting the distance right first. Something's
I don't want any of this shaking business, so I'm a bit nervous,
Yeah, but
Dad.
Dad, I don't trust your eyesight. I heard that hit you. I heard it.
That was my forearm. Shattered my fibula or
I
tibula.
actually heard that crack.
I don't even know where it's gone.
Have you lost it? I heard it crack. Where's your conker?
I've lost me conkers.
Does that mean I win by forfeit? What have you done? Oh, and obviously Dad would put green string on it so you can't see it.
I can't see it in the grass. The conker's gone flying. I've got it.
Have you got it? I actually heard it hit your knuckle. Right, ready?
I told you it's dangerous. No wonder they ban it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it by the camera.
Okay, can they? Yeah, they can see. Ready?
Ready, yeah. Oh, good hit.
Oh,
Did he get you as well?
yeah, got the back of my arm.
Right, now I'm going for it now because he's a good conkers. This could be all day.
Okay.
This is coming out of his finger. Ready?
Hold
I'm
on,
going to crack it.
should I loop my hand in it then?
It might hurt. Ready?
Okay, okay. Oh!
Wait till he
Right.
does his new watch.
Okay. I'm slightly nervous.
This is
now.
without soaking them in vinegar. Wow, they're tough.
These- Good one, that was good. I can't see any
No
fishes. No fishes yet. Ready? I'll go a bit longer actually on this one.
Whoa,
Oh, that's a good one. That's
that's a good one.
okay.
Remember, we were about 8 years old doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, but you.
Now, I'm really going to give this one, okay?
Okay,
So
okay.
just be careful.
Okay. Oh, that was a really good crack.
It's not split it, is it?
No, I'll be here all day, Dad. I've got to walk Jackson. Oh, you've got a crack.
Oh, no.
Yes. Can you guys see this? Hold on. Dad has a fissure in the conker. This is it, son. You're going down.
I've got a crack in my conkers. Oh, my God.
You're going down.
We could get it. That's
Ready?
too much power for me. One's going. Okay.
Man, right?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Too much power.
Yeah.
Mike wins.
That's dodgy knot time.
So this is what we used to call at school a oneer.
A one.
Because you run one. And you could have a twoer, a threer, a fourer.
Oh,
And then we got real lot of money, you could call it a fiver.
Yeah.
But that's what you do. Now you take that home, kids,
Right.
and soak it in vinegar.
Okay.
Make it really hard. Some of you old guys out there,
Yeah.
let us know what you think. And don't forget to watch.
Yes.
Because the weather is good. I am going fishing as well as playing conkers.
Yeah, watch TA Fishing, Dad's YouTube channel, weekly fishing videos, some really good solo ones, long lengthy films on Friday nights 7 p.m. Go and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this.
Yeah, some fun.
Go outside, have some fun. You're never too old to have some fun and play with conkers and just do things in the outdoors. See you soon, guys. Thank you for watching.